It is ballad week here, which means we are spending the entire week focusing on the ballad. I would love to watch it, Mr. G. Hey everybody, it is currently 11 p.m. on a Friday night after a massive football game. This week was really big. It was our ballad week, and it was also the crosstown rivalry game, or better known as the Battle of the Boot if you're from Burleson. As a staff, we decided to put a little bit of a pause on the opening movement since all of that drill and music was already on the field, and we put all of our eggs into the ballad basket, making sure that the ballad and a lot of the body work was developed and ready to go this week. So for a lot of our stuff in the ballad, we try to keep the marching drill to a minimum so that way there's opportunities for staging and layering and to actually create a little bit of drama and storytelling. And what we've got going on here is Mr. Day is staging a lot of the brass stuff, Mr. G staging and making sure that all the layering is going well. And the woodwind stuff, both of these groups are almost done, and then we'll come back and put it all together. When we're learning the drill, we just go basically for the entire first rehearsal is just all drilled, no instruments, making sure that they learn the sets, and then eventually we'll add the instruments in later. You know, Ryan was just talking about something that you need to do if you haven't already done, which is subscribe, and ring that notification bell, because you're gonna wanna know when videos get uploaded. That way you can be the first to comment. It's very important. We also wrapped up our largest fundraiser of the year, and because we hit our fundraising goal and broke our fundraising goal, Mr. Day, the head band director, took a pie to the face from one of the top donors. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Of course, this week is the big rivalry week where we play our crosstown rivals at Centennial High School. If you'll remember from a previous video, we try to get together as often as we can. We try to keep things, at least from the band perspective, as friendly as we can with this crosstown rivalry. One of the ways that we do that is by making sure that during halftime, both of our bands play a piece together for both of our dance team tunes. For as long as I've known, it's been We Are Family, and during halftime, both of our bands set up on either side of the hash, and then both dance teams face their respective teams, and then we play at the same time together. This, of course, is followed by both of our halftime shows, and for the first time, we put the ballad on the field all the way through. We have two soloists prominently featured in the ballad, and they both did fantastically. And we also got our large prop on the field with some slight modifications. Our speakers are working, the wireless speakers are working. The show production is coming along splendidly. I'm super excited to see what happens next week when we're able to put part 1 and part 2 together. The game did end oddly though. It was the first time in my career that they ever called the game before it actually ended due to some lighting issues. There was a large electronic failure and half of the lights and the scoreboard went out at the stadium. And for about 15 or 20 minutes, there was really a lot of confusion as to what was going to happen until eventually the refs and the coaches and the admin got together and decided to just call the game as it was. And for the first time since I've been here, we won the Battle of the Boot, which of course is this massive crosstown rivalry. There's a trophy involved and all the city pride that goes along with it. It was a super fun game with lots of ups and downs, a lot of touchdowns scored by us, a lot of loud music played by us, and one of the wildest endings to a game that I've experienced since I've been a band director. Going into the weekend, it is a 3-day weekend for us, which will be nice to sleep in 3 days in a row, but because we're trying to get to state, we will be having a rehearsal next Monday. And of course, next week's a big week for us, again, because they're all big weeks now, as we try to get part 1 and part 2 without the metronome. All in all, yet another jam-packed, busy week. Ballad week, Battle of the Boot week. Really, really glad that it's done though, and now we go on to the next week. As always, thanks for watching.
BHS!